Well, hello there, and welcome to this edition of Thought for the Week. Always my great pleasure to speak to you, particularly when we're talking about our faith. Hallelujah. And what a challenging time we're having, aren't we? Goodness me, threats on every side. Our culture seems to be collapsing all around us. I remember a Bible teacher once talking about our nation resting on pillars, pillars of society. And he listed these pillars as being the monarchy, the judiciary, parliament, education, national health service, the armed forces, all these great pillars of society. And he made this rather telling comment. He said, if a nation like ours, standing on these pillars, discovers that one or two of those pillars are threatened and have got a bit weak, well, the crisis is not very great, frankly, because all the other pillars are there to hold it up. If you come to a situation, however, where all the pillars are crumbling and crumbling fast, nothing can hold it. And when I heard that, I was rather shocked. But there's truth in it, isn't there? And as we look at our dear nation at the moment, what pillars can you say are standing strong? Frankly, there are none. Our country is in a desperate state. The Lord is still the Lord. Hallelujah. And when we're in trouble, what do? We turn to the one who is a very present help in trouble. But the sadness is our churches don't seem to be turning to the Lord in the way they should. They seem to be going along with the trend, identifying with the collapse, you could say. And this is a serious matter. But how wonderful to know that the Lord never, ever changes. Yes, it may feel as if Britain is under siege and that we're faced with insurmountable problems, but the Lord is still the Lord. I was thinking about this as I prepared for today and was reminded of the account of Gideon in Judges 6. You might like to turn to that. We'll just look briefly at a couple of verses, but the telling point is what the Lord had to say to Gideon. This is Judges 6 and verse 11. Now you need to understand that Israel was in a pretty bad state at this time. They had been invaded by a nation called the Midianites, and the Midianites were creating havoc in the nation, not least in the hearts of the people. They were so fearsome, they were terrified, and most of them were hiding away. They weren't prepared to come out into the open. That's the state of Israel when this story opens. But we're introduced to the story of Gideon. He was one of those who was terrified of the Midianites. But do you know something? He was transformed. And that transformation, I believe, is the transformation that you and I can know. As we face these difficult situations, we feel so threatened. But there's a reason why we shouldn't. And that reason is God. Hallelujah. We need to think some more about this. See you next time.